Start talking about Yahweh, the Lord your God, and what happens. What happens, Brian? They just kick you right off. Bunch of satanic assholes. Let's see here. Let us see here. Stand by. Sorry, my laptop's on the other side of my camera. And let us be here. Hi, everybody. I'm going over to the other live stream. So, I don't know. It just seems, it's a total coincidence that you start talking about obeying the Most High, and boom. Garen, I appreciate you. And this gets back to the Father's will be done. Frankly, that's why I encourage y'all to join Patreon. YouTube hates our guts. We hate their guts back. Neither one of us is shy about it. That's why we do what we do on Patreon. If you're on Patreon, you can see the night and day difference between the two. So, all right. This is the bare minimum. It was designed with input from American Special Forces operators. It is designed to allow us to live our mission statement, which is to save lives while in service to the Father's kingdom and experiencing the abundance of his provision and blessing. No, Patreon is not free. It's $1 or more per month, and it is well worth it. Amen, Sandy. You know what else isn't free, frankly? My life or my time. Multicam, minimum, exceeds military specification for life-saving, and handmade, made in America, guaranteed forever, sewn by hand. This stays molly to your thing. You take around, you pop this off. I have, in this top loop, put some combat gauze right there. Quick Clot combat gauze. You can add this as an additional to your kit. But you can put whatever you want in that top loop. Kerlix, compressed gauze, C-locks, combat gauze, rolled gauze, whatever. Then this whole thing comes out. Pop the little tab. You've got your tape right here, surgical tape, 6-inch emergency trauma dressing, decompression needle, legit decompression needle, gloves, Gen 7 cat tourniquet, and then down here in the bottom pouch, you've got what we call the stack, which are 7¼ inch North American Rescue. So look, you can even see the little logo right there. North American Rescue shears, nasopharyngeal airway, 2 5x9 gauze pads, 2 of them right here, and then not 1 but 2, not compact but full size high fin chest seals. because bullets tend to go through people, not in people. Exceptions to every rule. But that's the idea behind the kit. It's the bare minimum. It's everything you need and nothing you don't to save somebody's life if they have been shot or stabbed. It's for battlefield medicine. How many people would know how to use that kit? Well, Jeff, that's a great question. You should get training. You can get the TCCC trainers at the bear store, which I guess I can show you one of them. And let's talk about training momentarily. If you don't know how to use this kit, get somebody to train you. Hold on. This is the TCCC trainer kit. This has a cat tourniquet in blue right there, trainer tourniquet, a 6-inch emergency trauma dressing, rolled gauze, combat gauze trainer, hyphen chest seal twin pack trainer, airway, decompression needle, surgical tape, eye shield, permanent marker, casualty card, and 2 pairs of gloves in here. We have these on our site cheaper than North American Rescue does because I want y'all to get these. See, it's North American Rescue. I want y'all to get these and make good use of them and learn how to use your stuff. See, hyphen chest seal trainer. If you are going to be in the Fayetteville area on the 20th of September, I believe the 6th is sold out. Although you can check the website. I believe the 6th is sold out. Fayetteville, Arkansas, the 20th of September. We're putting on a TCCC trainer class. The cost of the class includes this kit that you keep. So when you leave, you take all of this with you, okay? So you have all of this stuff, it's yours. Now you can go teach your tribe, your mag, your neighborhood, your friends, your family, your kids, your pastor, your boss, whoever, how to use this stuff. You now have a training kit and have been taught how to use it. You can go teach other people. So the cost of the class includes this kit. You can add a bear fac. Awesome, Logan. You can add a bear fac to, this is the minimum, but you can add a bear fac at a reduced cost to be delivered to you at the class. So that's a way to get trained. Another way to get trained is to have a kit like this or like this, and to find your county emergency services and or EMS, walk in and say, hey, I need help with this stuff. Do you know anybody who can teach me how to use this stuff? They might. Listen, I can't certify you, but come here. I want to show you a couple things. All right? So, and then Google is your friend. You can put in TCCC, TCCC, and then your zip code, and find somebody to teach you. You can put in Stop the Bleed, and then your zip code, and find somebody to teach you. So, and frankly, battlefield medicine, there's not a lot to it, man. Plug the holes, cover the holes. If they won't stop leaking, tourniquet it. If there's a hole, gosh, here we go. If there's a hole in the box in this area, put a chest seal in it. You can't pack this, there's no backstop. If there's a wound from here outward and it's an arterial bleed, tourniquet it, put a tourniquet on it. If it's not an arterial bleed, pack the wound, apply a pressure dressing. That's most of it right there. The specifics of which you need to find somebody to train you in person, okay? But these TCCC trainer kits are available at our website, lower than what North American Rescue lists them at. The Bear Fac, Bare Minimum, Stomp Bags, Adventure Kits, all of the medical components, that whole wall of stuff over there, all that stuff, all of that, you can use your HSA and your FSA funds to purchase. Do not try and get a bare minimum and a t-shirt with your HSA or your FSA. That's not how it works. Medical equipment only. But you can. Parakeet Salt, man, your stuff is delicious, bro. Delicious. In fact, I came in here, Shiny Object Syndrome came in here yesterday. I was like, where is that box with the salty things? And they're like, what? What are you talking about? I was like, find me the box with the salty snacks. I need more caveman kernels. Delicious. Anyway. All of the medical stuff you can use your HSA and FSA for. If you add things like t-shirts to your order, then it's not going to be... yeah, Vincent, I consider all kinds of things every day. If you add something other than medical stuff to your cart, it's not going to be approved, so don't do that, okay? Thank you, Mr. Brees. I appreciate you. Guys, girls, I'm sorry for the interruption. Let's see if we can get this show back on track. 2 or more eyewitness accounts, continuity of infrastructure and supply chains. Repeating, shortages of coin, aluminum cans, and pressure-treated lumber continue. Legal, political, and military. A federal judge blocked Seattle's ban on non-lethal police equipment. Previously, the chief of police sent out letters warning citizens that they will have to adjust deployment as they would no longer have safe means of protecting property against crowds. So what they're saying was, you can't use pepper spray, you can't use tasers, you can't use rubber bullets, you can't... Okay, well, what else is there? There's unicorns and puppies, and then I shoot you. If we don't have anything in between unicorns and puppies and deadly force, how do you want me to respond to these rioting crowds that are setting your city on fire? Huh, we didn't think about that. No, you didn't think about that because you're an effing moron. But okay, got it. So a federal judge said, yeah, nice idea, but the police get to keep their non-lethal equipment. That's good. The mayor of Washington, D.C. has enacted a temporary police reform bill that, among other things, limits police use of force tactics. The last I checked, the mayor was the executive, not the legislature, and that bills were not put together by the mayor. They were executed by the mayor. It's almost as if politics at that level doesn't really matter. Heard a guy say that one time. Governor Abbott mandated Texas bars have to close again with the second surge of coronavirus, but hundreds of bar owners have pledged to defy these orders. Business is business, man. I really don't believe that the government gets to tell you what you have to do with your business. Well, it's a matter of public safety. The survivability rate of this massive global pandemic is 99.9 something. Repeat, 99.9 something percent survivability rate. This is not the Black Plague. It's not 1 out of every 3 people is just dropping dead. This is not that. This is and Bear, how dare you compare it to the flu? It's as survivable, if not more survivable, than the flu. So, Texas isn't as Texas as it thinks it is. Kiss my hairy ass, I'm going to work. Have a great day, Governor Abbott. Oh, and by the way, I don't live in Texas anymore. You would know this if when you see that all of these political solicitation letters you send me come to an Oklahoma address, I'm not there anymore. You don't have to continuously be sending me nice cardstock with my name on it asking me to donate to you because I'm not there anymore. Literally, my address is in Oklahoma. That's how I got the letter you sent me. Yay, government. Hey, I'm getting another cup of coffee because it's my show and it's already off the rails. Y'all talk quietly amongst yourselves for a moment. I'll be right back. Brewmastercoffee.com. Do you even pandemic blend, bro? Do you? I have no idea. I don't think you do, but I think you should. All right, okay. Or whatever. There we go. That's a nice backdrop. A Michigan teacher, societal and general. A Michigan teacher was fired for tweeting, "Trump is our president." This is the latest in a rising number of outlandish accounts of employment becoming a highly politicized weapon. Unions and politics have been inexorably tied to one another since the dawn of unions. I don't find this surprising at all, because employment being a highly politicized weapon has been this way for a while. There are many educators that hold conservative values that do not talk openly about them, especially on the East Coast and the West Coast, because their peers, or at least the people they work with, because they're not necessarily the same thing, so vehemently disagree with them that even voicing their own opinions on political matters is enough to get them fired. And yet we're the intolerant ones. This is just a further indication for me that the system is indeed burning. Like, frankly, when I walked away from the Christian church, it was because I was looking at what the Bible said. What does this book say? Yes, and I read from the scriptures, but I own a King James. This is my King James Bible, which is right next to my scriptures on my desk. What does the book say versus what are people doing? And, what people are doing is not at all what the book says to do. And this was at age 15, not recently in my walk in Torah, which is a whole nother story for another time. You say that you believe these things, yet you act this way. Facta non verba, deeds not words. Don't tell me, show me. I was like, this is bullshit. If you acting that way is what it means to be a Christian, I'm out. I'm not doing it. And shortly thereafter, I took these drums all over the place and played a whole bunch of these festivals over here and got all of these tattoos and played drums in metal bands. I was like, I'm done. If that's what it means to be a Christian, I'm out. And it took me a long time to realize that God does not make mistakes. His people sure do. But that's another video for another time. When we look at the educational system, when we look at the political system, you say one thing, yet you do another. We believe in tolerance, except you're violently intolerant of anything that falls outside of what you believe. That's not tolerant. We believe in peace. How many days? 60 days? We're pushing 60 days in Portland, Seattle, Austin, Texas, Chicago, New York City, LA, Louisville. Shall we go on and on and on? St. Louis. That's not peace. So the incongruency between what people say and what people do has always pissed me off, because I don't care about what you say. I care about what you do. You shall know them by their fruits. How are they behaving? What are they doing? And so, a Michigan teacher being fired for tweeting "Trump is our president," which is an obvious factual statement. This is a fact. He is our president. The 45th president of these United States of America. Not open for debate. There he is. He lives in that big White House. He gets to fly around on Marine One and Air Force One. He's the guy. That is enough for this person to be fired from their job. Because the people, not all of them, and I'm trying not to paint with too broad of a brush here, but the people that claim to be tolerant, nurturing educators are not that. In many instances. Doesn't surprise me at all. And it's yet another indicator that the world is on fire. That is a literal statement now. The world is on fire. And Rome is burning. That is a metaphorical statement. What we know as normal is so far off the tracks that I don't know if we'll ever get it back again. And I'll tell you what, schools, educators, teachers, keep messing around. I think a lot of people are going to get a taste of, you know what, I'm good. I'll take care of mine. You do you, I'll take care of mine. I'll figure out how to build a schoolhouse. I'll figure out which curriculum to use. I'll figure all this out. Because again, I'm hands off, laissez-faire. Leave me alone, let me live my life. We'll figure that out. And next spring, when you decide that the coronavirus pandemic has passed and we can all return to school, there's a lot of people that are not going to come back to school. There's a lot of people that are not going to continue to fund your stupid ideas. I'm not letting you teach white fragility to my children. I'm not letting you teach BLM Marxist agendas to my children. We're not talking about polar bears who are dying because of the melting ice caps. We're not doing that. I'm not cool with that. Never been cool with it. But I'm certainly not going to pay you to teach my kids that. Preliminary report in the case of the protesters shot dead in Austin. The driver called 911, reporting that they had just shot someone who had approached the driver's side window of their vehicle and pointed a rifle at them, then had driven away from the scene. The driver pulled over and waited for officers as instructed. It was also reported that the car was met with a crowd that had begun striking the vehicle. We talked about this yesterday. Don't be where crowds of people with AKs are. Just a bad idea. Single accounts, insider intel, and miscellaneous. In Maine, quote, things are getting sparse. Flour has gone up in price by $1.50. Photos on Patreon. And a contributor sent a personal photo of unsolicited seeds from China, also on Patreon. Reports of such seeds are increasing across multiple states. Again, do not plant these seeds.